Of course, socialism, as capitalism, is also about economics. A socialist economic system is characterized by social ownership and operation of the means of production that may take the form of autonomous cooperatives or direct public ownership, wherein production is carried out directly for use. Socialist economics has been associated with different schools of economic thought. This may be a boring subject for many of us. It certainly was for me in school. But since then, I have realized many things, particularly about economics. We do have a society with an economic system that has created the greatest inequality, including wealth inequality, since at least the 1920s. This is why there is more discussion about socialism and alternatives from history, as well as what exists in the present moment and how we can go forward. Many more realize how economics is also political, as social justice issues are, which is why we have political parties, elections, and governing bodies that we call government. We don't have to be limited to two parties that often just seem like one. We, the people, in fact, are the government. Our founding fathers didn't include the word democracy in the original documents, and we should know the history of how the United States actually was started as an imperialistic empire. All empires are imperialistic and controlled by a few. It was Abraham Lincoln who talked about democracy, really, when he said that we are a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Why aren't there more than two main political parties to include more ideas of more people and therefore more democracy? This is why many countries around the world have numerous parties, from green to socialist to communist to libertarian, and all kinds of variations in parliamentary systems. There are countries which have more socialism than the US. Capitalism still dominates in Scandinavia and Germany, for instance, but there's less wealth and income inequality than in the US. Something can be said about the importance of socialism in these examples alone. Economically, the workers don't have to be just employees working for employers and companies that have an outside board of directors who make all the most important decisions for companies. Workers can also be the owners of small or large enterprises. As worker owners, they can together decide what is being produced, how it is being produced, where and what to do with profits or surpluses after expenses are paid. With one person and one vote, I highly doubt the majority would vote to give CEOs 300 or more times the amount of salary as everyone else. Mondragon Cooperative Corporation in Spain, as a worker cooperative with over 75,000 worker owners, voted to give its CEO no more than something like 10 times more than the average paid worker. The shared resources of people working together to help each other is a much more realistic goal than to continually put humans at odds against each other with more greed and inequality, creating wars, pollution, and greater inequality of all kinds around the whole world. Worker cooperatives, as any business model, also aren't perfect, but there's definitely more democracy and a better way to organize a business, a better way to distribute the wealth that is created together, and even more so, a better way to organize a society with a community-based structure that is more compassionate, caring, and equal. There is a better way than humans have been doing for hundreds of years now. Sustainability should be our much bigger goal going forward, just saving our own convenient individual lives. Are we going to create coalitions based on caring for each other and build cooperation as we work together? How about calling our next system a sustainable cooperative system? What can and must we all do next? The best way for me to answer that question is to leave you with Bernie Sanders himself from a rally that took place in Los Angeles in 2018. This is Dan Niswander. Thank you for watching and listening.
At the end of the day, it's not Bernie, it's you and you and you. You know, and I know, and everybody here knows, that real change never takes place from the top on down. It's not this person or that person. It is millions of people standing up, demanding change, and that's what we're about.
We have got to take a deep breath and understand something that we don't talk about very much as a nation. And that is, what are the economic rights of human beings? What are we entitled to as human beings? You know, way back in 1944, Franklin Delano Roosevelt gave a speech. And what he said is, you know, we got a lot of political freedoms in America, freedom of religion, freedom of to vote, freedom of assembly, and all that, the Bill of Rights. But what we don't have, this is back in 1944, are fundamental economic rights. And what this campaign is about is redefining what human rights are in America. So let me be as clear as I can be. In this country, it must be a human right for all of our people to have access to a decent paying job.